What's up, everyone? How's it going? How's it going? Excited for some drafts today. Alright, so not a crazy amount of news, but we will definitely check it out. And we are going to be starting with a practice best ball draft here. I like to do this $1 one as a little practice, and then we'll do the $20 draft after that. So this $1 draft, really like this one for practice. You can still win 5K first place, but I'd like to do a lot of these so we can practice for the big ones. So let's go ahead and get queued up here, and then we will review today's spring training news. Alrighty, so starting with Kobe Mayo, 4 for 4, 5 ribbies and a homer.
Ooh, first pitch hammering Kobe Mayo straight down the left field line. That ball is hit a ton and gone.
Haven't drafted him much, but I think we probably need to start mixing him in, especially on some Orioles stacks maybe. We kind of looked at it yesterday, but they're so hard to predict, the Orioles lineup. But with Westbrook's injury looking pretty serious and long term, seems like Mayo is in line for some playing time. So he might be worth a flyer at the end of drafts. Taj Bradley struck out 7 and showcased some serious velocity today. The Twins are breaking on Taj, unlocking the potential he's shown as a young arm. And this is a step in the right direction. So his velo was up. Was that up to 97 on the four-seamer? 97.7 on the sinker. Only threw 2 of those. I haven't been mixing him in yet. Honestly, I haven't been mixing in any Twins pitching. I don't think. Maybe Joe Ryan. But might need to start looking at him. There's so many interesting arms at the end of the draft. I find it hard to mix them all in. What else we got? Schlittler had a really nice start. Touches 100 miles an hour.
That with injury, coming back from Tommy John last year. Schlittler.
We're starting to really like him. His stuff just looks nasty. I think his velo was up on, man, I forget what pitch it was, but his stuff was looking really nasty. I was looking at his Fangraphs page, and it looks like he had about 140 innings in between minors and majors last year, so that's pretty exciting. He's kind of already built up. So if he can stay healthy, he might be one of my new favorite targets. Now, people are speculating that he could be an injury guy because his velo's up, and we have seen that happen a lot, so I understand that. But injuries are too hard to predict, honestly, so I'd just like to draft the skills. Taylor Ward hit his first homer. That's good to see. We've been taking him at his cost. I guess he had been off to a slower start, but so good to see his first homer, but don't think that changes anything. Luis Castillo allowed 2 earned over 3.1 innings against the Rockies. Stuff didn't look very good. I don't think this really changes anything. I mean, he's pretty much a vet. We kind of know what we're going to get from Luis Castillo. Adele hit a 468-foot homer. He has had hits in 6 straight games after a rough start. So that's good to see. We really like Adele. Been targeting him quite a bit. PCA had 2 homers in that U.S.-Italy game.
This time he got
I haven't been targeting him, but definitely want to start mixing him in if he falls a little bit. Looks like the draft started. We got pick 12. So let's keep going through the news. Matt McLain's MLB leading 5th home run of the spring. Even more impressive, he's only struck out twice in 31 plate appearances. Been targeting him a lot, but his price is starting to rise. I think I still like him at his cost, but we'll see where he goes today. Olsen. Now it's 3 homers through 23 at-bats, 110 mile per hour.
That is crushed out to deep center field.
We take him when he falls to us.
At the track, at the wall. Goodbye.
I think Olsen's pretty safe. We kind of know what to expect from him. There's another one on McLean. Cade Cavalli had another nice start. He's another interesting arm at the end of drafts. Would like to start mixing him in. It's just so hard to mix in all these guys. Got to be a little more... I think I got to spread it out a little more. Bryce Miller got shut down. So we were drafting him early on. His velo was up. And then he got injured. And I still kind of liked him, but we kind of slowed down drafting him. And it looks like that's the right move as he just got shut down again. So we won't be taking him. We'll take some of these other interesting arms at the end of the draft. Bradish fired off his best start of the spring, 5 shutout innings. Nothing too crazy here. We've been drafting him at his price. Here's some deeper hitter targets that have been doing really well. We've already been targeting McLean, Berger. We talked about Mayo. Haven't really looked at Lawler yet. Shit, I don't even know what team he's on. Arizona. Let's take a look at the draft real quick. And we'll finish up the news. So in the first 2 rounds, I like to keep it pretty simple. I don't really reach too much other than I kind of drop the pitchers down 1 or 2 spots, but that's like about it. Don't want to be taking too bold of a stance when we're drafting in bulk. So let's see who falls here. We definitely want to get 1 outfielder. So does Tatis fall? Carroll? I'd be happy with either. Could we go both? There goes Carroll. So we'll just take Tatis. Carroll's looking like he's healthy. So it'll be interesting to see if his price rises. That kind of already is here. So we'll take Tatis. And I'm okay with Skeens or Ellie. I think we go Ellie here. I'd just like to wait on my pitching. So I like for Skeens to fall to me. And I really like Ellie this year. So we'll go Tatis, Ellie. Pretty exciting start. Probably pretty common start, but that's okay. We'll make up for it later on. Let's finish up the news, and then we'll focus on the draft. So Lawler, where does roster resource have him? All right, so they have Lawler hitting 8th, 23-year-old, drafted in the first round. So we know he has the hot spring, 4 homers. Let's see, here's his AAA last year, 11 homers, 20 steals. Damn, he had a 20-homer, 30 steal year. And projections, only have him for about 10 homers, but you know projections can be off for these young guys. So that could be an interesting pick at the end of drafts. I don't have a ton of outfielders I like at the end of drafts, so we'll see if he fits. Okay. So Strider threw 4 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. Pretty good start from him, but the velo was still down. 95. Really looking for like 96 plus from him to get back to his elite form. He's just still so expensive in drafts that he still feels a little too risky for me. If his price falls, though, maybe. Here's Ward. More on Ward. 6 hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. 4 of those 6 hits have gone for extra bases. Like to see that. Another one on Taj Bradley. Paredes hit a homer. I want to start mixing in some Max Meyer at the end of drafts as well. He had another nice start. Something on Tovar. Adjusting his mechanics. We've been drafting him quite a bit, so I wanted to take a look at this. Tovar appeared in 95 games with an oblique strain, contributing to the reduced workload. He identified overly complicated swing mechanics and playing weight slightly above his preference as factors in the injury. The offseason brought 2 major adjustments, 7-pound shed and swing mechanics simplified. Struck out just twice in the World Baseball Classic. Nothing too crazy there. We'll probably keep targeting him how we were. It's more on Bradish's good start. Imai had a really nice start. Look at those. Those are nasty ratings. He might move up the board. He would be a good one to target today when we can. More about Bryce Miller being out. Bibee had an okay outing. He struck out 6, but location didn't look too good. Alright, let's hop back into the draft here. Okay, so we got Tatis Ellie. You guys know we love drafting outfielders here at 36-37. It's highly likely I'll be going 2 outfielders. Unless someone else falls, but I mean, this whole range is outfielders now. So we'll probably just go with ADP here in the $1 draft. In the $20 draft, sometimes I just go get my guys, which out of this group, I kind of like Merrill and Rosarina more than the other 2, but I think for this draft, we'll just go Springer and Buxton. I know Merrill is a stack with Tatis, so maybe we go Springer and Merrill. And maybe that's what we'll do. God, I just don't have a lot of Buxton. Which makes me nervous. I don't really like to change my draft strategy for stacks early on, but it's really just like one pick to get Merrill, and I do like him more anyways. We'll take Merrill. I'm sure Tatis Merrill will be a pretty common pairing because they just line up so nicely. But yeah, Buxton. So maybe Buxton's more interesting there. I'm not really sure. Alright, let's finish up the news. Just kind of scrolling through here. No, McLean had a really nice, had nice stuff, but he gave up a couple homers. Nothing there. Just McLean stuff just looks nasty. I already saw Ward. I saw Bibee. Cade Horton allowed 3 homers and 6 runs. Not great results here for Horton. We still like him though. Not going to worry too much about results in spring training. We're more looking for velocity and that type of thing. Zebby was pulled in the first, but re-entered to throw 3.2 innings. He's got a really bad stuff grade. Looks like his velo's down a little bit. He's another arm at the end of drafts that we can mix in, but I really haven't been yet. I think the rest of these are mostly duplicates, so let's focus on the draft. And let me know if I missed any big news there. But I think it was a little quieter of a day. Okay, anything interesting happening? So Caminero fell to 30. I kind of speculated his price would start to rise since he's been so hot. But I got him at 30 in a $20 draft last night. So maybe it won't. Maybe we still have some time to get some shares. Gilbert going very early here. Langford went pretty early. Marte went early. Sanchez went early. Pretty early for Freeman. So people are really getting their guys in this draft. You'd love to see that. Rosarina fell to 45. Roman Anthony at 15 here. His ADP's up to 23. He used to be in this range here, but we were kind of on him early, and I'm glad we were because he doesn't make it very far in these drafts anymore. All right, so we have 3 outfielders. Wu to 52. His velo is down a bit, but I don't think people were overly concerned with it. So 60-61, we definitely want to consider a pitcher. I love Fried. Peralta and Ragans are fine. If Ward falls, I'd probably just take him. Probably Teoscar as well. Machado's the 3rd Padre. But I'm so early for a stack for me. I'm not against it. I just don't like to reach for a stack. So I guess this would be value for Machado as well. But that's an expensive stack that I don't really like doing most times. So there go 2 of our pitchers. Alright, there goes Machado. So Ward fell all the way to 60. So we'll definitely take him as our 4th outfielder. It's going to make for a really strong outfield and make the rest of the draft really easy. I'm definitely leaning Ragans here. I don't want to go 5th outfielder. That's too much. We could go infield, but what we find in these drafts is we find a lot of infield value throughout the draft. And we already have our anchor infield. So I don't like to reach for infield at that point. So we'll just take Ragans. He had a really nice start as well. Wonder if that was in our queue. Here we go. Look at this. A+ stuff. I haven't seen that yet. So really good start. Location, not a good grade, but spring training is fine. Okay. We were kind of slowing down on Ragans a little bit, but this gives me a little more confidence again. All right. So we already got that 4th outfielder, so hopefully we see a lot of outfield get taken here. Caglione up to 66. I mean, that's a reach, but it's just crazy to see his climb. This guy going with the 3 Royal stack. So 84-85, we said we won't take outfield. Even if these guys fall, I really shouldn't. I'll tag them just in case. But I'm thinking probably pitcher infield again. I don't know why I said again, but probably pitcher infield. So let's hope these guys take outfielders here. There goes Adele. He's always hard for me to pass up on, so I'm glad he's gone. I think Kappa is the only other one that would give me pause, but I shouldn't go fifth outfielder here. And Ward at 60 is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this. I've done well over 100 drafts at this point. He just homered today. I don't know. Could just be a random draft. All right, come on, guys. Take some outfielders, please. There goes Hap. All right, there goes DeGrom. He would have been pretty nice to get 84. We were trying to keep track of his price. I thought it was going to go up, but hasn't been the case yet. Falls late picks here. Oh, all right, here we go. There's an outfielder to run. That's good for us. So, thinking pitcher infield here. Could go 2 pitchers. But I think I'd rather get my second infielder. I like Bush. Bregman's fine. Let's see what happens here. Okay. I think I like Valdez more than Framber. Curious what Eno says. Damn. I'm sorry. I think I like Framber more than Luzardo. But I shouldn't be full fading so many players. We'll just take Luzardo here at a round of a discount. That's when I should be taking the players I'm not targeting, when I can get a discount on them. I wouldn't mind Valdez here. I think we'll go Bush still. I'm not sure about that one. Do you guys like Valdez or Bush there? Would have been our third pitcher versus second infielder. I think I'm okay with that. I don't need to push pitching this early, I don't think. And we have noticed that there are still good infielder values throughout the draft, but it's not as deep as it was, though, like a week or two ago, when like Sal Stewart was going pick 200 plus, McLean 200 plus, McGonigal 200 plus. Well, he might still be, but a lot of those guys have risen up the board. I feel like Christian Walker gets drafted more now. So I don't. It's felt bad when I've waited a little too long for infield. So that's just feels like a safer pick. Especially at 108, 109. It does kind of feel like a later tier in infield. Like Garcia might be the only one available. So I think that was the right pick. Okay, let's see. Anything interesting here? Quan up to 87. Yeah, the 2-homer day the other day. Butler at 97. Still no news on Butler. We've been drafting him a lot, and then I started to get a little nervous that there's been no news. So I want to fade him for a while, just to see what's up, because I could see his price dropping. But if he's healthy, that's like, it's a really good spot for him, but we just don't know right now. And I've already taken him enough. Goes Garcia at 98. So Rice went at 82. So we're at 224. Probably want to keep waiting on outfield. I mean, I guess if Lyle falls, maybe. Would love Terang. Think we'd have to consider Goodman. And then probably one more pitcher. One of these three would be fine. Or we could reach on Schlittler. Could see his price rising. I think I'd still have Yuri ahead of him, so... And I don't know about Joe Ryan. Be curious what Eno says about Joe Ryan. Yeah, he still has him 20. So that's going to be clearly ahead of Schlittler. Really want Turang here. Here goes Lyle. This guy needs an infielder. If he takes Turang, I'm not really sure what I would do here. We could go two pitchers here. Next infielder would be Adames, which I don't love. I take him when he falls, but that's about it. Could go fifth outfielder, but don't love that. So he did take Turang. Just don't love these outfielders here, and it'd be my fifth. This is a tough one. Don't know if I want to get my fifth. We'll start with Joe Ryan, and we might just go Schlittler here. I do like Pajes, but I'm thinking about draft capital, and we got Ward to fall to us pretty far. So I think we just go pitcher here. See how it works. So pitching staff's pretty strong already. Yeah, I don't know if, let's see, fifth outfield there. I think I'm okay with this. You know, I went in today thinking I want to almost force like 8 pitcher builds, but this is shaping up to be a 7 pitcher build with 7 infielders. Especially since I didn't get my third infielder there. I think we would have gotten Turang there, or even Goodman. We could have gone 8 pitchers, but now that we aren't going to get our third infielder to pick 132, we probably have to go 7-7-6. But that's okay. Need to stay flexible. So a lot of pitching went here. Burns, Gosman, Glasnow. Probably good for us since we did go pitcher. And at 130, probably need to go one of these 3 guys if they fall. Otherwise, I'm okay mixing in 5th outfielder here. And then we like this pitching range again. We'll probably keep grabbing 1 pitcher each time here. So probably thinking pitcher infield. Unless none of those infielders fall, then we'll have to consider 2 pitchers again. Should be 6 pitchers. Or pitcher outfield. But here goes Adames. He was one of the 3. I think the other 2 are Story and Wilson. Haven't gotten too much Story this year. There goes Wilson. So seems unlikely that we'll get one of those 3 infielders. Could take Yandy. I think he's healthy now. I haven't really taken him this year. I'm a little nervous about the Rays hitters. Going back to a real ballpark. And a pitcher-friendly one at that. Caminera looks like he could just be good enough or it doesn't matter, but someone like Yandy doesn't have a proven track record of having power. He makes me a little nervous. There goes Story. So looks like we'll be waiting again on infield. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. It's been a few drafts where like Will Smith but felt like 20, 30 picks. Damn, I was probably gonna go Bubba Chandler there. I mean, I guess we just take Stanton. We'll take the value, 30 pick value on Stanton to get our 5th outfielder. And then we'll just go pitcher. Because Torkelson's hurt. Could reach on these guys, but I don't really like to do that. Let's take... I guess this is a reach on Imai, but I think his price will rise. And nothing else really fits our team. Should probably just force infield here, but let's let it ride. And that will definitely be going 7-7-6. You might have a good start. Okay. So really need some infielders to fall to us. Let's look back to see if maybe we should have taken infield earlier. But I really don't think so. Like all these picks. I mean, if Ward didn't fall, we were going to go infield. Like if he went Ward. But, I mean, Ward at 60 is so unique. I think I had to do that. Guess I could have waited on pitching. I just really like this tier for my SP1. So I don't really mind that pick. And, I mean, hindsight's 2020. We didn't know all these pitchers were going to fall, so... And then here we did go one infield, one pitcher. I guess we could have gone 2 infielders here. Like Bush and Bregman or Bush and Abrams. But that doesn't really fit how I like to draft. I mean, I think we just got a little bit unlucky. So I don't think I would really change anything. Let's just hope we eventually get some infield value. And let's see, what's our pick? 156. So any update on Torque? Bruise. Okay, so he's actually fine. Okay. Maybe he was the pick there. I should have looked at that note. I kind of forgot what his injury was. But that's why we do the practice draft. But maybe he'll fall. And if not, I think these guys are all fine infielders. And we might go 2 of them here. Really like this tier of pitching. But it's kind of gotten all eaten up here. So Horton is an option. But if there's 2 infielders we like, we'll just maybe go with the infield here. Especially since we don't have our 3rd one yet. That makes me a little nervous. So I really like Okamoto and Murakami. Take them both. Probably makes more sense to take Altuve. I haven't been drafting him a lot. And it's 20 picks of value when I need an infielder. That's the spot you want to take him. So, goes Murakami. Hoping to get 2 of these guys. Okay, still possible. Come on, no infielder. This guy's 4 and 3. Come on. Well, at least get 1 of them. Alright, cool. And he took Horton, so that makes it easy. So yeah, we'll just take these 2 infielders here. I really like Okamoto, and Altuve's at 20 picks of value. So, I think it was a good thing we were patient. And those 2 picks definitely help. I haven't taken much Altuve this year. Let's take a look at him. He's getting up there. He's going to be turning 36. He had a decent year last year, though. 26 homers, 10 steals. Hasn't done, oh god. Hasn't done much in spring training here, but I mean, I guess we kind of starting to see the decline here. 154 to 127 to 113. But if we could just get the same year as last year, that would be amazing. 265, 26 and 10. So hopefully he doesn't fall off a cliff. We haven't been targeting, but targeting him. Alright. Sal Stewart up to 163. That's pretty crazy. Rasmussen's up to 164 here. Sheehan's up to 162. I remember a few weeks ago these guys were all around like pick 200, and we were drafting them a ton. So glad we were doing that. Weatherhold at 167. Yeah, I think these guys are just getting their guys in this draft, which is fine, but might not be that way in the next draft. McLean up to 169. So let's see here. We're 5-4-5 now. Because Walker at 170. So want to start looking at our last our outfielder. Need 2 more pitchers. So this could really be anything here. Probably want to get 1 pitcher here at least. Probably pitcher infield is the play. See what's available. So to me, these guys are kind of just before the dart throw tier. They're a step ahead, in my opinion. Just have more proven innings. Let's see. Can I do Snell on this team? I have a pretty risky staff already. Raggins, Luzardo, Joe Ryan, Schlittler, Imai. I don't think I can go Snell. Guys know we love Barger. We'll wait on outfield, so... Shit, there goes Barger. We'll just take the value on Chapman then. And then I think maybe just a pitcher. Getting 1 of these guys will make me feel a lot better if we only end up going 7 pitchers. I think my other option was if I had gotten Chapman and Barger, I was going to consider the 8-6-6 build. But I did not, and I don't really want to go Chapman like Polanco or any of these guys, so I think we'll just take my favorite here, which is Nola. keep going towards that 7-pitcher build. Nola feels so nice here, just when I have all these like upside arms that are going to be up and down all year, and then just slotting in Nola at like your second to last pitcher. Feels like he could just be like a nice, consistent floor for your pitching staff. McGonigal up to 183. His ADP's at 201. I think it was at like 210 a week or two ago, so we've been able to get him a few times, actually. I thought his price would rise a little faster. Delauder at 184. So what do we want from our 7th infielder here? Like, do we want safe or do we want upside? I think we want upside for that 3rd spot. Because Altuve, Chapman are kind of safe. As in they should play every day and have a decent floor. I think Okamoto's kind of going to be like that as well. He could be upside, but... So we'll think upside for our last infielders. And let me tag some stack players. I need to start doing this again. So we got Cubs. We got Reds. We got Astros. Maybe Paredes. Padres, Toronto. Baltimore, New York. And San Fran. Alright. So we need one more outfielder. Probably 2 more infielders. I haven't been drafting Kirk. Paredes, I do want to mix him in. I know Eldritch is hitting the cover off the ball in spring, but it's hard for me to get excited about a Giants player that's unproven. I haven't seen much on Matt Shaw. Probably a little too early for Shaw. So not a lot of good stack players here. These are not great teams for stacking. These are fine. Saw Cam Smith was starting to heat up. This might be a Cam Smith team. Would someone take Castellanos? Because he would go with the Padres stack. Where are we at here? Yeah, he went 174. Wow. Stremski 175. Wow. Okay, so what pitchers are here? All right, we're firmly into the dart throw tier here, so we'll wait on pitcher. But only 2 more infielders. Do we go Holiday? That's kind of an upside pick for late in the season. Oh, Lawler, they have him at infield here. Interesting. Paredes was the other one that we like. And we like Tovar in general. Lee might be nice to stack with Chapman. I think we'll take him. We haven't taken him much. So that'll be our last outfield, so no Cam Smith. Sad. I guess we just go Holiday here. Stack him with Ward. Looks like he's going to be healthy. Even if he misses the start of the season, I'm not too worried. The real concern is, does he lose power from this injury? And that's a possibility, especially for the first several months, maybe even year. Like someone like Lindor having that injury, a little less worried about because he's more proven. Whereas Holiday was still trying to develop that power in the major leagues, so a step back feels kind of rough. But I mean, I picked 205. It is what it is. What about Lee? I haven't drafted him much, but he's kind of a nice floor pick, which makes sense for our team. We already have studs at outfield. We didn't really need an upside pick like Cam Smith. So Lee might just help us get to the playoffs. He's projected to bat, what, second or third for the Giants? Okay, so roster resource has him 5. That is fine. Yeah, yeesh. Projections are not that great. So not a super exciting pick. But felt like a good spot to mix them in, and we got Chapman at a discount. But I think it's fine. So last 2 picks, 1 pitcher, 1 infielder. Think I like Paredes here. Go with our Astros stack. I know we said we wanted upside, so maybe Manzardo's a better pick. Although we did, Holiday, Chapman, Okamoto. Maybe Manzardo's a better pick for upside here. I think Berger has pretty good upside too in like a given week. It's got pop. But maybe we should stick with our stack and go with Paredes. I mean, he's got pop as well. And he was getting hot and then he got injured last year. So let's queue up some pitchers. Who did we talk about today? Ooh, Burrows. Pair with Imai. Ashcraft. I know we said Meyer. There goes Meyer. No more Miller. Damn, that's about it, huh? Dodge Bradley, maybe. I think we'll gonna favor Burrows here. And I think we'll take Paredes. I haven't taken him like at all. Be curious to see where our roster resources has him. Saw some people saying like he might get squeezed out, maybe traded or something. But I haven't really looked at it. What else? I mean they have him hitting third for the Astros, no platoon. So, and obviously, yeah, he wouldn't really platoon. So, seems like a pretty good pick. All right, cool. So let's get into the lobby for the $20 draft, and then we'll recap. All right, so here's the contest here. $200,000 goes to first place. Similar like format to a regular fantasy season. You go through the whole season, and then there's a fantasy playoffs. The winners of your league, top 2, go to the fantasy playoffs. But it's a pretty sweet format because $200,000 go to first place. So this is the exciting one. Looks like it's going to take a little bit to fill today. I probably should have joined a little earlier, but we'll see what pick we get. We look at our exposure and stuff. So let's recap the last draft, and we'll take a look at our exposure. Kyle Karros, wow. I don't think I've seen that name get drafted. I'm getting distracted. Karros. So yeah. Projected to start in the minors. Oh, he's got 2 homers, 3 steals. Hitting .476 in spring training. This guy might be on something. Okay, so let's recap the draft here. So we know we fell behind an infield. So our outfield is Tatis, Springer, Merrill. Backed up by Ward, Stanton, and Lee. And then we have Ellie, Bush, Altuve, backed up by Okamoto, Chapman, Holiday, Paredes. I think that can work. I think the Altuve Okamoto picks definitely saved us. And Chapman feels nice just on a light infield. Hopefully he can just get us into the playoffs. And then the pitching staff, we got Raggins, Luzardo, Joe Ryan, backed up by Schlittler, Imai, and Nola and Burrows. So, like this team, I still always feel better when I have 8 pitchers, but kind of fell behind at infield unintentionally. And that's kind of the one spot I'll be going 7 pitchers. So we'll see what pick we get in the big one here. Nice, looks like it's filling up pretty quickly. So let's look at our exposure as we prepare for the big draft. Okay, so I'm not fading anyone other than Skubal by a pick or 2 in the first round. This is just pretty much whatever pick I get who falls to me. So you can see we've gotten pretty unlucky at getting the 2nd and 3rd pick, so I would love a top 3 pick. And honestly, I like 4 and 5 as well. It's been a minute since I got top 5. I think, got the 6th pick yesterday, and I had a really fun team. And I get a ton of like 8, 9, 10, which I kind of hate. So let's hope for a top 5 pick. Alright, it's filling fast. And if we do get a pick over here, I want to try to be mixing in Caminero. I haven't been drafting him, and I feel like his price might rise. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm going to keep my eye on him. We're really light on Vlad and Jordan. So we'll see if we can't get them as well. Carroll we're low on. Kurtz. I mean, this is probably why, right? I've been targeting Churio a lot. Not only is he, the only outfielder of this group, but he's a young stud. So, let's see. Someone left, what the hell? Let's take a look at Churio. He's so young still, it's crazy. 22. Damn, he had a 40 steal season at 19. That's wild. And another one here. I wonder if he has more steals upside. Projections have him at 20, but there's probably no reason he can't get to 40. I'm not saying he will, but off to a rough start. Spring training. Don't really care. Man, I feel like feel like, when these young guys like come up and are hot, have a really hot start, hot year, and then you see the league kind of make corrections on them, and you see these guys struggle. I feel like that already happened with him at the first half of last year, and then the second half he completely bounced back, and that's kind of what you want to see. Do they have splits tools for like half the season? Oh, here we go. Monthly. So here's first half versus second half. I mean, even in the first half, he had a 108 WRC plus. In the second half, he had a 120. Smashing lefties. All right, one more spot, guys. All right, who else can we look at here? You guys can tell who my favorite pitcher is this year. I think I want to keep targeting Gilbert as well. All right, let's see here. What does anything stand out here to you guys? Am I like way too low on someone that you guys like? Sale, Webb, PCA, Alonso. It's a little scary. It's kind of unintentional on some of these guys, but looks like, did we fill here? What do you know? Pick freaking 9 again. We get this pick so often. But let's see. Maybe like Scubal will fall to us. Need to try and mix him in when I can. And we were speculating that Julio might flip his ADP. They're now the exact same ADP. Which to me means, yeah, he's going to flip them because his ADP was a lot lower before. So I think the flip is happening. And that's good for us because that's kind of how we were drafting them. But we got the 9 pick. Not very exciting, honestly. Probably one of my least favorite picks. But let's see if we can make it work. Maybe like Carroll can fall to us at 16. Could we take Carroll at 9? Do something a little fancy? We could. It's kind of the same thing with him, right? He's healthy. Should be fine for opening day, but will the injury sap his power at all? Is the question. And we just don't know. What else could we do here? I mean, I'm probably just going to end up getting Julio again. Or Tucker. I think we're a little low on Tucker. So I guess that could be fine. Maybe he stays healthy for once. So probably going to end up with Scubal, Tucker, or Julio. It's kind of the bad thing about these drafts and why you have to do a lot of them. Let your luck even out a bit. Because right now I'm just getting picks 8 through 10. Okay, let's watch the board here. Nothing fancy here. Will someone reach for someone? It's pretty much what we're looking for. It was Julio. Still not really a reach, but Skubal might fall to us now. I'm still questioning if I want to take him over Tucker. It's just so hard to take pitching so early. Yeah, looks like we're going to get Skubal or Tucker. Fine with either. Skubal, I need the exposure. I'd honestly probably rather take Tucker. Just because he's an outfielder. So we'll just go Tucker. We don't have a lot of them yet, so it's fine. Puts us up above the average here. And there goes Carroll. So let's see if someone interesting falls to us. Ellie would be super fun. Am I reaching for Churio again? Let's look at our... What's the third round? So... Alright. So... At 40, we should be able to get another outfielder we like. So I don't need to reach for Churio. Although there goes the infielders I like. There's not a lot of infielders I like here. Caminero fell those at 30 the other day, but I doubt he goes to 33. I'm okay taking Skeens here if he falls. He does. So none of the infielders fell. I guess we go Skeens. I think it's fine. Could maybe go Churio, but you guys know we have a lot of them already. We'll go Skeens. Alright, so definitely gonna be trying to go outfield here. And we're going to be behind on infield again this draft. But that's nothing new. Honestly, I really like Churio here, but I can't be going all in on him. Kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But I probably don't have a Tucker Churio team, so it would have been okay. Alright, so nothing too crazy here. I saw pitcher list had Crochet as his #1 pitcher. That was pretty interesting. I haven't gotten a lot of him yet. So probably need to find a way to get him. Let's take a look at that. Actually, never mind. I don't have it up. So Gunner at 22. Yamamoto at 24. He's been falling a bit. But he goes at 24 here. That's good for us, though. We wouldn't have wanted to take him at 33. So that prevents a tough situation for us. I'll take Caminero if he falls. Roman Anthony, 27. So we're looking for outfield here, so let's hope these other positions go. Said he'd take Caminero, and then we like all of these outfielders. There goes Caminero. I guess his price isn't really rising, so that's good. So that means it's going to be one of the outfielders. I love Langford. I doubt he falls. He hasn't really been falling much. But we have one pick away. And then the decision I never know about. Yep, there he goes. So, I have like no Springer. I have a lot of Bellinger. I guess we'll take Springer. It's not my favorite pick. It's fine. We'll go Springer. And we'll just hope one of these guys falls back to us. Who do you guys like from that outfield range? Do you guys have a preference? I was kind of leaning Bellinger for a while, but I still like him, but because we want to be thinking upside for this type of contest. I really like Merrill, but a lot of the times he'll fall to pick 40. But there he goes. There's only 2 outfielders left. We need one person to pass on outfield. Fuck. Let's see. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. We don't have an infielder yet, so I guess we could go Turner. But hoping for Suzuki here. Alright, cool. We'll take Suzuki. And we got that strong outfield start that we like. I feel like in these $20 drafts, this group of outfield rarely makes it past like pick 40, 42. Feels so tough getting pitcher this early. That's why I don't do it that often, but because like I like taking pitcher here, I like taking pitcher here. The infielders here are not like that exciting, like Machado. So if you have like Vlad here, then you can go pitcher here. Usually like that more. If like Skeens doesn't have a 2-start week in the playoffs, you could just get screwed. Goes McLean at 45. Wow. This guy's definitely getting his guys here. Marte 7 picks early and McLean a couple rounds early. But it's good to see some pitchers going here since we have Skeens. Would be pretty sweet if one of these 2 fell to us, but highly unlikely. Nito goes at pick 49. There goes Ward, Teoscar. I wonder if Yelich will fall. He would be tempting. Still got Mookie. Goes Webb. So we could get Betts or Yelich. I also really like Freed, but we already have Skeens. Mookie would be really nice with the Tucker stack. I'm really hoping for Mookie. This guy needs an outfielder. I swear, when that goes down, he's just going to take top ADP. And there it is. Alright, I guess we just take Yelich. I don't love getting my fourth outfielder this early, but the drop-off after Yelich is pretty significant, and the fourth outfield spot is still pretty high value, honestly. I mean, these guys could have down weeks. Springer could get hurt. Tucker's injury prone. So it's fine. And we'll hope infield, there's some value at infield here. So at pick 64, we could go Machado. We could go Suarez. I think if Fried's there, I'll take him. He's too hard for me to pass up. He's too good. There goes Machado. He would have been hard to pass up as well. Goes Riley. So we'll get a pitcher or Suarez. Well, there goes Suarez, so I guess we're going Fried. You guys know I love Fried, and that's at 8 picks of value. Skeens Fried is just straight nasty. And we're going to be playing catch-up at infield, just like every other draft we do. So, pretty interesting stuff. The infielders went anyways. So hopefully some fall late. But pitching is off to a very nice start. We can afford to wait on pitching probably till, picks 100 plus. Here goes Hap and Nimmo. Cruz is gone. So outfield's getting really slim pickings. Trout's still on the board. We like Adele, but we won't be taking any outfielders here. So let's hope everyone else takes outfielders. Honestly, we just want people to not take infield here. And there it goes. Would love Soderstrom to fall to us. The guy passed on infield. This guy's 4 infielders. Come on, pass. Trout. Luzardo. All right, there's 4 picks, no infielders. We like that. How far can we go here? All right. So, all right, 2 picks before us. It's 2 that we really like. So if we can get one more guy to pass on these 2. Okay, that's excellent. Would really like Soderstrom. Will this guy pass? He has 2-2-2. He needs an outfielder. There's probably none left. Wow, sweet. So we get Soderstrom at pick 81 as our first infielder. That feels very good. Like that. Can we get greedy and get Seager back to us? If not, I like Bush and or Bregman. Also like Rice. There goes Butler again. Ever since I said his price is going to fall, he's gone like pick 80 in every draft. Literally, I think. Okay. Could maybe get Seager back. Here goes Rice. Seager or Bush we'll get. See, wow, so we get Seager. So I was just thinking like, we do have Suzuki, so could be leaning Cubs here. But getting Seager at a round of value is pretty unique. And I think that's more valuable than a stack here. So, wow, that worked out really nicely. We had 2 infielders fall about a round each, and we like both these guys. So waiting on infield seems like it really paid off for us there. And honestly, we see that a lot. Adele fell to 84. If we didn't have Yelich, we definitely would have taken Adele here. And now the outfield's pretty dry. So we're at 2-2-4. Wouldn't mind getting my 3rd infield starter here pretty soon. When I don't have my 3rd one, I felt squeezed out of it quicker than I wanted to. So hopefully one of these 4 fall back to us. It's the Griffin note. Okay. Someone who writes a newspaper thinks he might make the opening day. Okay. Alright, so thinking could jump back into the pitcher here. I think Yuri Perez goes around that range. That'd be interesting. Otherwise, 3rd infielder would be nice. But I think if these 2 guys are gone, we'll go pitcher. If Bradish falls, we'll obviously go him. We like Perez and Eovaldi. Ryan might pitch in the WBC? That's interesting. Okay, so Bradish is falling here. There he goes. That would have been super interesting. Langoliers would be really nice to go with the A stack. I don't want to go 5th outfielder. So let's hope Langoliers falls. Got one more pick here. This guy's only 2 infielders. What's he gonna do? He took bets from us. He's gonna take Langoliers, so nope. Sweet. think that's a pretty obvious pick here, and we'll hope one of these pitchers falls back to us. There's also other pitchers we like. We don't need to reach for him. Schlittler might be fun as well. So Langolier is also falling 10 picks to us. Beautiful. Now we get that A stack at a discount, and that's our infield. That feels nice. Really like that. Don't think I'd consider any infield here. Or outfield, honestly. So this is just going to be pitcher. I've been afraid of Rogers. I haven't been drafting him at all. There he goes. That kind of saves me. I think Eovaldi or Schlittler are fine. Would have loved Yuri there. Also, Joe Ryan's fine. Where's Eno out of these guys? 20. I mean, that's kind of what I think. I guess Joe Ryan's injury has brought his price down quite a bit, but he seems like he's fine. Schlittler is the fun upside pick. It also kind of pair with Fried. Maybe that's a more exciting play. But I think we'll just go Joe Ryan here. It's a little expensive for Schlittler. I mean, Joe Ryan's just so much more proven. But maybe Schlittler was the play there. Get some upside. Not that we need it. We have Skeens and Fried. So could have seen either pick there. But that makes the team nice and balanced. Whatever pitcher we went there. Sometimes the boring vet is the better pick. Especially in this contest where the payout is so heavily weighted towards the end of the season and their performance there. Like, you don't see the young pitchers always, be as strong towards the end of the year. But Joe Ryan has... Let's take a look. Pitched 171 innings last year, just 135 the year before, 161. Nothing wrong with him, really. And the injury was just a back injury. This was like any type of elbow or shoulder or... would be different. Alright, so where are we at here? So we're 3-3-4. I'm going to be mixing in pitching throughout the rest of the draft here. Could consider fifth outfielder and could consider fourth infielder. So pretty much anything's in play. I don't even really feel behind on infield anymore. But if these guys fall, that would be tempting. It's our pick. We're at 129 and 136. I think I'd be okay with going pitcher here. Maybe pitcher. For sure one pitcher. I don't love these outfielders. I like Laureano. I think Marte's been struggling a bit this spring. Man, Moniak, I've been drafting him a lot, but I noticed that they had him platooning on roster resource, and I looked at his splits from last year, and they were pretty atrocious against lefties. So maybe I need to pump the brakes a little bit on him. Alright, so I think we just go Jacob Wilson, continue that A stack, and bolster the infield. And then we'll go pitcher on the way back. Because there's still several that we like here. Even go Cabrera on the way back. So let's just lock in Wilson. And we'll go pitcher on the way back. So I think King is my favorite out of these. There he goes. So would I go like Suarez? I really like these guys. Ooh, you guys know who I want here. I really want to target Bubba Chandler this year. So there go the earlier ADP pitchers. There goes Chandler. Damn. That would have been exciting, but it's okay. Hopefully Cabrera falls. I don't love Ray. Could reach on Imai. Alright, so we went Ramos. Yeah, we'll just take Cabrera. I just really like this tier of pitchers, especially for this format where 2 start weeks are so important. And these guys have all proven that they can go a full season. And they all have strikeout upside, in my opinion, so... Okay, so we're 4-4-4 now. I like what we're doing here, waiting for outfield. I think in a few previous drafts I've taken like my 5th outfielder around here when there's been value, but since we got Yelich at the 4, I think it makes sense to wait. But we could be getting our 5th soon. But for next pick, I'm hoping another of these pitchers fault us. Our infield looks strong now, so we don't really have to stray from these pitchers too much. And honestly, same with outfield, so yeah, we're just hoping people don't go pitching here. Go ahead and track it. So Lodolo went, Castillo went. There go Miller and Diaz. Okay. Okie dokie. And this guy thinks he needs saves. So, those pitchers are fine. I mean, this guy's gonna win saves, that's for sure. Yeah, that's why you gotta look at the scoring format there. I mean, they don't even give you a bonus for saves. Which I'm kind of glad, because that would just be so annoying to try to calculate, price that. Alright, how are we looking? There goes Ray. Here goes Imai. Imai would have been really fun coming back. But we really like PPO. Horton to pair with Cabrera could be interesting. I mean, I'd still go PPO first. This could be a Snell team with the 3 kind of veteran studs. I'd still go PPO and Horton above him. But we might be going 2 pitchers here, depending on who's available. So, come on, we want PPO here. Very nice. Alright, I'll take PPO. Will Smith falling again. Could consider him here. Could consider Pena. But I want to get as many of these pitchers as I can, honestly. But this might be gearing up for another 7-pitcher build. Even though I literally said at the start I want to do more 8-pitcher builds. But that's just the way the draft's been going. I mean, we could still consider 8, because our infield ended up being pretty good. Goes Snell. He would have fit an 8-pitcher build real nice. There goes Smith, so it's one option off the board. I think Pena could be fine here. But I'm going to stick to my strategy of trying to get as many of this tier as I can. This is also about a round of value. I think he had a bad start, didn't he? But I'm not worried about that. Alright. So a straight up nasty pitching staff at this point. We got Skeens, Fried, Joe Ryan, Cabrera, PPO, and Horton. Sheehan up to 158. Rasmussen up to 155. Barger at 154. So I'm glad we got our infield value early. I guess we could have went Pena there, but so we'll probably try to go 2 hitters next 2 picks. Sal Stewart, 164. This guy left. I don't blame him. So let's see, we said probably one of each hitter. After Pena, I really don't love any of these guys. I think I'm still buying McLean at this price. But I like Walker. It's probably about time to look at stacks. Let's go ahead and do that. How much time we got? Alright, let's see. Do we have enough time? We got A's, Rangers, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Cubs, Brewers. Frelick is a stack with Yelich. It's fine. I think I like Doyle more, though. Chapman falls a lot. I think we just picked him in the last draft. Not super excited about him. I think I'd rather take the outfielder first, because I'd be okay with taking Walker, Baldwin, or McLean instead of Chapman. I do like these pitchers here, but we've been pitcher aggressive the last several picks. I think if we fill out our hitters here, we can still go 8 pitchers. So maybe that'll be the play. Goes McGonigal. think I'm leaning Doyle here. Hopefully he stays. Alright, sweet. So we got Doyle. I like that. Okay. It's our 5th outfielder. So what does underdog say? Chapman 111. That is crazy. I have to remind myself that they like him, otherwise I don't draft him. But he went. I like Christian Walker. Or we could go. Nola went, so I think Christian Walker is fine here. And now we should definitely tag our stack players for our late round picks. So let's get that done real quick. Been getting lazy on this. So A's, Rangers, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Cubs, and Brewers, Colorado, and Houston. Okay. So we need 1 to 2 infielders and 1 outfield. This could definitely be a Tovar team. Diaz climbing up the ranks here. Could be another Paredes team. We like Berger a lot. So I think that's fine for infield. We like Beck and Carter. And kind of like Garrett Mitchell. And Cam Smith. So those will be our stack options here. Any players that you guys like out of those? Because I could go any direction with those, honestly. That last pitching tier is gone. So maybe we go hitter. One of each. It goes back. And then maybe 2 pitchers to end the draft so we can get that 8-pitcher build. I guess the question is, do we have enough infield? Soderstrom, Seager, Langoliers, Wilson, Walker, and 1 more. Swanson would have been a nice pick for the 6 infielder build. Holiday still available. Nothing too exciting. I like Cowser a lot, but I think I'm just gonna go Cowser here. And maybe Holiday could fall back to us. I'll just take Cowser. I just like him more than pretty much everyone here. Stack or no stack. So that'll be it for outfield. Still no Cam Smith team. Sad. So this could be a Holiday or Tovar. I think if we go Holiday, we have to go 7 infielders again, though. There goes Tovar. Could even go like Holiday Mayo. I mean, we can probably... This is probably a team where we can afford 7 pitchers. We got Skeens and Fried. And we attack pitching a lot in the middle rounds. So... There's also Paredes and Berger, who I like. I don't know. Guess we'll go Holiday. We just gotta be thinking that the payout all comes in the playoffs. Burrows, Cavalli, Meyer, Ashcraft. Damn, there's a lot of guys I like down here now. Alright. Honestly, I'm still undecided on 7 or 8 pitchers. Is our infield enough? I mean, Seager's pretty injury prone, right? Not even saying he gets a big injury, but he usually misses a week or 2 throughout the year. And then our next 3 are A's. So if they're on the road for like 6 games, they could hit a dud. So I do think this is probably a 7 infielder team. And I'm gonna be honest, I know we said Mayo, but I might want someone more consistent. I don't think we have to go upside. We took Holiday. And we have the triple A stack, which in and of itself is upside. So let's stay focused on the 7-7-6. So 1 pitcher, 1 infielder. And it's going to be one of these 3 infielders. I'm kind of starting to like Paredes. I mean, just seeing him hitting 3rd in this lineup. Is there someone injured that I'm missing? I don't think so. Oh, Pena. So he slid in a shortstop. Yeah, I guess he is kind of squeezed out. Well, there he goes anyways. I like Berger here. Pair him with Seager. I think Mayo's the more exciting upside pick. But since we took Holiday, kind of just want a floor guy. So we'll go Berger. And we'll end with one of these pitchers here. Do you think Ashcraft pairing him with Skeens is something? Like maybe... Okay, what is he on? Maybe like the Pirates are a little better than expected. Maybe they get better defense. It doesn't matter now, but I feel like stacking a couple pitchers from the same team, there could be something there. So we'll just get whoever falls to us in this order. All right, so that completes the draft. So let's take a look. What do you guys think? Do you think we won 200,000 here? So we started with Tucker. Skeens fell to us, took the value. Springer we just took from the glob of outfielders. Honestly, could have gone with anybody. Suzuki was the last of the tier. Yelich fell to us for our 4th outfielder. Fried fell to us for our 2nd pitcher, with pair with Skeens. And then we had 3 values at infield with Soderstrom, Seager, Langeliers. Did back into the pitching with Joe Ryan. Jacob Wilson fell to us as our 4th infielder as a stack. Then we picked up 3 pitchers from the tier I really like. Got Doyle as our 5th outfielder. Walker as our 5th infielder. And then Kowser, Holiday, Berger, and Burrows. So I really like this team. Especially drafting from like the 9 hole that we don't really like. But it's pretty exciting team with some of the values we got. So let me know what you guys think of that team, that draft. What was a dumb pick? What was a great pick? But I think I'm going to call it there. Probably try to do this again tomorrow if you guys want to come out and join. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.